Hey everyone, it's Paul with the Bold Profits for this Tuesday. Um, Before I begin any of my videos, I'm in the habit of giving a few disclaimers, disclosures, warnings. One is that all the information on this channel, whether it be from me, my amazing colleague Amber Lancaster, my incredible colleague Ian Dyer, anybody else that's on this channel, purely for informational purposes, engagement, entertainment, not financial advice. We do this largely actually to promote our publishing company's newsletters that we all work on. We've got about 8 newsletters for now, mostly covering the stock market, a couple that also work on the option market, and we're working on one for the crypto market. And we also use this channel to talk about the ideas that we use in these investment newsletters as a way of promoting them. The second thing is that anything that you see on these channels, these ideas are for the long term, minimum 1 to 3 years. So if you see something about an ETF that we're telling you about, some theme, some industry, minimum we're looking at 1 to 3 years. In some cases, we're looking at even further than that. So if you're looking for day trading advice, very short-term trading, our ideas can be terrible. And then you're going to think we're jerks and you're going to hate us. So I just want to warn you, other channels that focus on that, do that great. We're the wrong channel for you. Third thing is that we've got quite a lot of subscribers, over 100,000. And so we've seen that a number of bots have been using my name, Ian's name, Amber's name, and impersonating us, trying to get people to send them money, trying people to get them to send them Bitcoin. Sometimes even without impersonating us, they put WhatsApp numbers. There's fake addresses on Twitter, there's fake pages on Facebook. In other words, there's a lot of the scam fraud activity going on. Please never send money to anybody, never send Bitcoin to anybody. We actually have seen reports of people that have actually lost money. So please be careful out there. We sell subscriptions. You're buying anything from us, you would need a credit card, you need to subscribe to something. We don't manage money, so there's no sending of money ever. If somebody's asking you to send the money, you know immediately there's something wrong and you just run away. They're just trying to scam you. All right, so today's video, I want to talk about a couple of things. First is what's going on with our stocks. We focus exclusively on what we call America 2.0 stocks, fourth industrial revolution stocks, which you can sort of think of it as being growth stocks. In other words, the value of these stocks, the price of these stocks is driven by the future opportunity that they sit in front of, that we look at and say, this is super huge, it's large, and where when they achieve this, if they achieve it, the price of these stocks, these opportunities, these investments can really rocket higher. So that's what it is. And that segment of the market has been really in a lot of price decline. Now, many folks that look at the stock market are even unaware that there are different segments to the market. In other words, companies like Apple sort of trade by themselves because they're really large. Apple is a over $2 trillion company in terms of stock market value. And then you can take a stock that we own in my flagship service called Profits Unlimited, 3D Systems, which in our judgment is the leader of the 3D printing industry and this massive innovation that we believe is going to remake the world. That's a $1.5 billion company. Apple is sort of somewhere on another planet compared to this. So many people simply look at a stock's price and they think all stocks are the same. The truth is that there's a lot of different segments to the stock market. And we largely focus on these growth stocks. However, they're a lot smaller than the average stock in these big indices that people refer to, like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ 100. They have stocks like Apple and Facebook and Amazon and Google and Netflix and all these stocks that you've heard about. And the S&P 500 has a lot of like sort of older stocks like Wells Fargo and ExxonMobil, which we believe have no future. We believe these are going to zero out and go to zero because they're being disruptified. My word for disruption. In other words, where their business is being destroyed by the fact that there's better alternatives. Their industry is going away because technology and innovation have come up with better solutions that can do these things better. And many of you who are invested in Fourth Industrial Revolution, America 2.0 stocks, wondering like, well, Paul, we believe in the promise of all this. Why are stocks going down? And the truth is that it comes back to an answer that I've been giving now for 4 months, which is that we had an extraordinary rise from about March 2020 to about February of 2021. And during that period in time, pretty much all growth stocks of pretty much all shapes, sizes, forms rose. And they rose by 50%, 100%, in some cases by thousands of percent. And what happens in the markets when this happens is that what is going on, if you take a sort of step back, is that demand for the stocks is being wrung out at very high prices. In other words, people are committing capital at very high prices. And at some point in time, the demand runs out. And now as sellers come in, there is no more demand for those stocks at those prices. And now begins what's called a markdown process. In other words, if you want to sell, you're forced to take a price that is first 10% lower, then 20% lower, then 30% lower. And then finally, generally, things end at about 50% lower, somewhere in that range most times. And that is what has gone on. Truthfully, growth stocks, this happens on a fairly regular basis. If you've been in with our services, and we started Profits Unlimited, my flagship service, on June 1st of 2016, we've seen at least 4 of these big corrections, if you will. And through all of it, we have stuck through it. And because we believe that the opportunity set, when you look at it, is just massive. It's just so huge. It's so phenomenal. And it's so early that focusing on short-term volatility, we believe, is a big mistake. In other words, if you zoom out, as my incredible colleague Ian Dyer likes to say, zoom out a little bit and look at the opportunity that is in front of you. Look how much growth is ahead. Look how huge it can be and how early we are. I believe that this moment in time, when you look back on this 2 years out, 3 years out, 5 years out, you will struggle to even find this period of time. And that was true in the 1990s growth market when stocks like Microsoft and others were in their growth period, which is that you would have corrections like this. However, you go back in time, you can't even find them. And so I would tell you as a market update that I am still bullish, optimistic, positive. So this is a hashtag that I came up with on Twitter, BOP, and that's where I am. And that's based on the fact that nothing's changed. The opportunity is still there. The potential gains are still massive and huge. It's still very early, whether it be 3D printing or the implementation of blockchain or artificial intelligence, or the emergence of new energy, the transition from carbon energy, or the coming of new industries like space, which is just nascent and in its beginning stage. I believe that selling out right now would be the wrong thing. However, as I mentioned, we're not financial advisors. We're newsletter publishers. We publish ideas, we publish general guidance. In the end, what you choose to do is up to you. It's your responsibility. And what you want to do with what we say is ultimately up to you, because ultimately it's your money. It's in there. Nonetheless, if you are looking for things to buy, I have 2 options for today, which is one, you can check into Profits Unlimited. This is my flagship newsletter. It's a multi-cap service, everything from stocks that are as small as 3D Systems at $1.5 billion. And in the past, we've even owned multi-$100 billion companies like Facebook. However, right now, I'm seeing that the best opportunities are really in the smaller side, in the small to mid-cap segment of the stock market, and in these growth sectors, in these America 2.0 sectors, Fourth Industrial Revolution sectors, companies like Zoom, companies like Zillow, companies like Palantir Technologies, Pure Storage, many others that are in the portfolio. If you want to see what a laser-focused Fourth Industrial Revolution, America 2.0 portfolio looks like, click on the link below and at profitsunlimited.com, and that will send you to a page that has a funny ad. And then you can subscribe for, I believe, $47, maybe $48 per year. And then you will get a subscription to Profits Unlimited. And then you can go through a portfolio page and see what the stocks are, and then go through them. And right now, with what has gone on, all of these stocks have been really marked down pretty hard. And in my judgment, in my opinion, this is a great time to be picking up these growth stocks. Now, on the other hand, you're like, hey, Paul, I don't know who you are. And, you talk good talk, but at the same time, you're telling me all your stocks are down. I don't really, know what to think. We do put out some free portfolios as a way to attract new customers, to try and get them to subscribe to our YouTube channel, try and get them to subscribe to our free e-letter, and hope that then they will also have a good experience, that they will want to subscribe to our paid newsletters. For them, I've recently put out a mini portfolio called Buzz. And Buzz is something that we started in January of this year. So as you can imagine, it's been hit pretty hard. And Buzz stands for 4 different opportunities. We put Bitcoin into the portfolio, and there's the U is for Uber, the first Z is for Zoom, and the next Z is Zillow. And as you can see from this tracking, we're of course up on Bitcoin, up by 64% since we put it into the portfolio. The remaining 3 are all down. Uber is down 23%, Zoom is down 20%, and Zillow is down 27%, for an overall Buzz portfolio down of negative 2%, which you can see is that green line. The S&P 500, which is a comparator, is of course up 9%. And many of you would be thinking, well, why would I buy into something that has negative numbers? The truth is that growth stocks can be volatile. And there are periods of time in the stock market in general where you get through periods where these stocks can decline for a period of time. And then equally, when people least expect it, they can turn around and start to go up and go through the opposite of what happened, a markup process where these stocks start to go up and keep going up for years that generate hundreds of percent of gains. We've had previous portfolios that we've had on our YouTube channel that you can check into, where people have made big money, and they too had to go through this kind of volatility before they were able to make money. So volatility is very much part of the game in terms of owning America 2.0 stocks, fourth industrial revolution stocks, growth stocks. And there's always going to be periods of time where you can either see it as a risk or you can see it as an opportunity. I believe that given the size of what America 2.0 and the fourth industrial revolution can be, how early we are in it, and really how extraordinary these technology megatrends are, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, blockchain. I mean, these were just early stages of human society benefiting from it. I believe there's an astonishing, phenomenal, incredible amount of money to be made if you can have a little bit of a longer time horizon rather than one day or a week or a month, and if you can endure through the volatility. And as part of the Profits Unlimited subscription, we'll give you our money guidance rules called Rules of the Game, and that will help you get through this volatility. So bottom line to this video, I believe this is still a great moment to be invested in fourth industrial revolution, America 2.0 stocks, growth stocks, because the opportunity is huge, absolutely massive. It's incredibly early. And if you can endure through this volatility, I believe there is huge gains to be had. I believe our stocks will go back to their old highs and then make new highs again, because my personal experience that after you go through a period like this, you have a sustainable rise where the gains are not given up. So I like to tell our readers, strong hands, in other words, endure through the volatility, use our rules of the game. And that's what I would tell you is my message for today, which is that I believe the stock market is going to turn around pretty soon. And when it does, it's going to leave all the people that are out behind, and it's going to be hard to get back in. So stay in if you're already in. If you're looking for stocks to invest, try Profits Unlimited, or else you can also try Buzz. And I'll have another video for you next week. Of course, if you'd like to support this channel, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, comment below. And I'll say goodbye now. So this is Paul saying bye.